Hi, and welcome to the Hulbee case study which we are showing you today. I would very much like to welcome you, Robert Nielsen from Born Green Technologies. My name is Oliver Mueller and I'm from the data center team of Cisco here in Switzerland. So maybe Robert, if you could take a moment and introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, Oliver. So as a service company here in Switzerland, we are focused on effective and efficient use of IT and working very close with Cisco as an ATP partner for technologies like EnergyWise Suite, Service Grid, to just name a few. And today we'll talk about the EnergyWise Suite.
Cool. So let's have a look at what we are going to see today. The most important, obviously, is Hulbee. It's your customer, your client. Then, of course, as well, you as our partner of Cisco, and how you use our systems for the client and to bring an end-to-end architecture and a solution to him. And we are, of course, happy to see that this is all based on Cisco technology. So, I think let's have a look at what it really is.
Yes.
I mean, this looks really cool. Maybe, Robert, we go into the components a bit later, but maybe you could show us why, or tell us why did the client actually decide for this Cisco Unified Data Center solution. I see a lot of components, but why did he actually go for this?
So when the client came to us last year, their requirements was quite clear. They are going to go to a co-located environment, so it's really important to use the resources in a very managed way. They also looked at a solution that has the performance and scalability for the future growth, and also the flexibility with adding Ethernet, SAN, storage perhaps to this solution, and of course a management, a unified management which could then serve the whole solution. And since the client is mostly remote, we are doing the on-site support, but the remote management of this is done by the client. They needed one interface.
Okay, very cool. So we actually have seen it's for future growth. It is massively scalable. You have a converged network inside of it to use.
Correct.
And you are also the unified management, which helps the customer actually maintain the whole thing, but also gives you the possibility of a fast response. So maybe, are you planning on expanding? How is the customer on its way?
Yes. So what we see here is the phase one of the solution. So in here, we are now seeing the migrated clients from the earlier platform, as well as the new R&D for new software solutions for Hulbee. And this will follow with a phase two in 2014. So absolutely, it's key to have the scalability and performance that this type of Cisco network is given.
Okay, so let's have a look at the customer. Let's have a look at Hulbee and why they actually need this scalable unified data center solution.
Sure. So looking at Hulbee, Hulbee is a Swiss software technology company which is experts in the unstructured data. So we're talking about the big data. They focus on e-commerce, software as a service, and all in the area of cloud computing.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic fit for a Cisco UCS platform, specifically on the C series today. But we will see also the flexibility to add other components like the B series, etc. for the future.
Okay, very cool. So actually, a customer really focused. Also, you mentioned search engines, so also big data. I think really a customer that you don't see it actually right away, but actually the solution in the background, it's based on big data.
Correct.
Cool. So let's have a look at the components, maybe a bit more in detail of this whole stack.
So what we see here on the side, we see the platform, so the different type of functionalities in the racks, the two racks we have today in the phase 1, which is then the proxy servers, the web servers, management, and backup servers. And this gives really a very flexible platform to add on hoc proof of concept, new R&D areas, and also flexibility later on for adding other equipment like storage, etc.
Very cool. So actually, you use the measure PDUs, they take out data. We will see that later on in the live demo, how you see that really coming into the dashboard live, also connecting and importing everything from UCS Manager, and also using that XML API from the UCS to actually connect to it and read all the power data out of the servers.
Correct, Oliver. So it's very, very flexible, and what we will see here, we see the PDUs. So each of the racks have PDUs in the back end, where all the equipment is connected to. So we are measuring the real-time plug load from all the PDUs, which gives us the absolute count. And then we measure all the network devices, as well as servers that is coming in, and even the virtual machines, which is a great add-on to this solution. And we then get all the information we need to give the client the information to do decisions about how to use the energy more wisely.
So I think let's not just talk about it, let's look at the real solution, and I'll just hop over and pull up the dashboard.
Yes. So now we are real time in the data center in Zug, and what we see here is the dashboard. So the dashboard is the first thing that you see on the EnergyWise management suite, which is a very flexible, customizable view that can be done for different functionalities at the client, being that from a management point of view or from an engineering point of view, it can really be adjusted per user, and this gives a lot of benefits to this solution. If we are looking at the policy, if we are going left to right, you see the policy tab. Policy tab is really where you actually do all the return on investment. So first step at each implementation is to measure the current plug load and to get an overview of how the solution is working, where is the energy actually taken from the IT devices in the solution, and then in a second phase use policies to actually more intelligent use the energy and to save money for the client. On the devices, we can click the device overview, and here we see all the devices in real time. So this is a mix right now based on the PDUs. We also see the network equipment and the UCS servers. So this gives a real-time overview of all the devices' energy consumption. On the import, another extremely interesting part of the EnergyWise management suite is the asset connectors, which makes it very, very simple to import devices. You don't need to take device per device. You can really go to the asset connectors, and Oliver just clicked up the UCS Manager, which is a great example. We imported 48 servers in a matter of about minutes with the UCS Manager. All you need to do is to point to the URL and use the username and password credentials in the network. The same thing we have for Active Directory, for the Communication Manager from Cisco, and several other management systems, which makes it very, very simple to implement this solution. On the report side, we have a lot of reports already, pre-done reports in the suite, where you can get all from cost savings, carbon footprint and savings, and you can also use the custom reports for making special customer need reports, which is a very, very strong functionality with the platform. So overall, if we go back to the dashboard, Oliver. So all in all, what we see here is really we are taking the full amount of power from the PDUs in each the racks, which gives us the absolute power that is used. We are also looking at all the data center devices up here, which is all the UCS servers, all the network components, so we can make a wise comparison between the both, and then give the clients the best material to make decisions based on policies for the future.
Okay, so very cool, Robert, that you could show us this really live. It was on the live system of the customer Hulbee, and maybe in short, how is Born Green Technologies working, and how is that end-to-end architecture coming all together?
Yes, so Oliver, we got founded in 2012. We are based in Zug in Switzerland, and our key motto is effective and efficient use of IT technologies. So we are looking constantly at the whole landscape and working strategically with vendors like Cisco to identify technology that brings operational excellence, resource reduction, and sustainable efficiencies. What we mean with resource reduction is not only energies, which we talked about with the EnergyWise suite today, but it's also optimizing process and reducing the waste in organizations, where we are working with other technologies like from Cisco with the service grid, which we are also ATP partner, just as an example.
Okay, so maybe if you could tell us more about the big picture. I see a lot of components. I see from the data center side, I see the UCS system, but I also see a lot of other Cisco components in here. If you could maybe show us how this all comes together.
Yes. So what we know today is that we have an explosion of connected devices, and the Internet of Everything is in our daily lives. So what we see also in the enterprise is more and more devices being connected to the network and powered by the network. So here's a couple of examples. So we see the workplace where we have the Cisco Thin clients. We also see the IP telephony from Cisco, where you can use the EnergyWise.
So also UC communications, right, Robert?
The unified communications, absolutely. A lot of clients out there have IP telephones from Cisco. Not using the EnergyWise is not bringing the advantage like the additional plus feature from Cisco, which you use with the EnergyWise. This is just examples. Data center, we just mentioned. The whole cloud and enablement through the service grid, which will be something more and more important. We'll see a lot of that 2014.
Yeah, I mean, we heard that from you. I mean, that the customer actually now migrating from another country into Switzerland, into your data center. I mean, just an example of how this is actually possible today with our technology.
Absolutely. And the last but not least point I wanted to say is about the new devices. So we have the Unified PoE 60-watt technology with a lot of Cisco switches. We see that coming more and more on the 4,500. It's coming on other switch ranges now, where you're actually using 60-watt technology to power devices that you couldn't power before. So examples of that are the video surveillance systems. We see here the trading telephones, that is collaboration between Cisco and BT. The telepresence systems, the EX60, which you can power over the network. And all in all, this will come more and more and you have one thing connecting all of these, and that's the network,
right,
which Cisco is bringing. And you need one tool to manage and get a holistic view of all of these devices, and that's the EnergyWise suite, which you see here in the top.
Perfect. So actually really a real life example of the Internet of Everything, more and more devices getting connected to the network, a real customer. We saw real benefits for the customer. We have seen in the dashboard what the customer can extract from this. Really also benefit cost-wise in the data center, especially for cost-sensitive things like web services, search engines, and obviously a whole big data solutions.
Absolutely.
So
and the last point that I wanted to add here, Oliver, is the whole energy cost and the topic about energy. We hear it more and more each day, but especially in these type of environment, in data center environments, and in the co-located environment where you're taking the energy cost and the whole factors around with cooling, etc., is reflected in the energy cost for the client. It's a very big portion of the actual co-location cost. So these type of solutions, simple to implement and gives a lot of kickback to the client.
Okay. So thank you very much, Robert Nielsen from Born Green Technologies, Hulbee, the customer that enables us to show this, and thank you very much for being with us here today and showing this very cool solution based on a unified data center and a lot of other technologies. Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Oliver.